Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to WrestleMania week here on the Smacked Raw pod. It is the night one of Takeover. Stand and deliver. I am your hostess with the mostest, Katie, Bay.
Hey, Bay.
Sorry, I missed it. Bay.
It's okay. Look at that. RN's repping my merch. It's great. Thank you. Of course, it's been a few weeks, but finally I have the Shaq to my Kobe back. RN, how you doing?
What's good, girl?
Oh, you know.
It has been a while.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You hate me. I get it. It's fine.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on my international A shit, bro. I was vacationing and doing shit like that. Sorry.
That's all right. I understand. But, RN, we have a special guest. I give you the honors to introduce him.
Well, this is my guy, Kyle from... I don't want to mess it up. Go ahead. Take it over.
Well, the Yao Ming to the Shaq and the Kobe. I am Kyle Bird, also known as the hardest part of the ring, from the Apron Bump podcast. What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Absolutely. I actually did an episode of Kyle's show a few weeks ago.
Yes.
On a progress show, and he hit me to some shit that still just blew my mind. He actually got me hooked on it. So definitely thank him for that. So I had to get him on the show.
Threw him head first into the deep end with progress. So that's a good episode. Check it out.
Listen, RN just told me it's like yesterday that you were gonna be on. I was like, cool, someone else. I'm excited.
Crashing the
Well,
bar.
originally I had asked him to do the recap with me last week, but I literally shot out a request to like 10 fucking people, and everybody said yes. And normally when I do that, everyone says no. So I had to it was like whoever responded first, that's who I was gonna take. So I was like, well, I can't get you on this.
Prettiest, right?
Right. I was like, well, I can't get you on this, but you want to do the recap with us? He said yes. So here we are.
All worked out.
Listen, I'm happy to have you. This is our first time interacting. I'm very excited.
Yes. I said before, big fan of all you guys. I don't know why.
Just of RN. I get it. RN's great. We love RN here. I'm mediocre. Kyle subpar. Kev is Kev.
That's good. That's fine.
That's the only way I can describe it at this
You can't
point.
all be great. I mean, you have to have levels, right?
Facts. Oh, he'll get a taste of it. He's added to the group. I added him to the group chat today. So.
Oh yeah.
Trying to figure out how to leave without anybody noticing.
Have someone block you.
I can make that happen.
It's the easiest way to do it. Trust me. Oh man. But now that I got out of the way, we are a wrestling recap show. You can find us live on twitch.tv/puttingyouover for the Raw, SmackDown, and AEW Dynamite recaps. And of course, you can find us on our own Twitch, twitch.tv/SmackDrawPod cast. I always forget. For the NXT recaps, or in this case, the NXT Takeover recap. If you miss a live stream, you can find us over on youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you want, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a new video. This week we're cranking out, Raw,
10.
AEW,
10.
Takeover 1, Takeover 2, SmackDown, Mania 1, Mania 2. That is 7 shows.
No NXT UK. No, what else is there? Ring of Honor. No MLW. Lucha Underground.
No.
Ain't got time for none of that shit. Not this week.
Mania. Listen, I am hosting. I hosted Raw last night, or 2 nights ago. Time's not real. I don't know. Monday night. I'm doing Takeover tonight, Takeover tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be on both Mania shows. I'm the workhorse. I'm the workhorse.
Hold on. I'm right there with you. What you talking about this week? I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
I'm saying I hosted and produced 3 of these.
What's your point?
You know what? How dare you? Not in front of
We
company,
brought you
RN.
on to do this because I didn't want to produce.
You,
We had
you,
to find somebody.
you have a laptop now. You have to produce eventually.
You haven't figured that out yet. There's a learning curve. You can't just jump right in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Kyle
Sure.
Tyson has taught him a little bit. There's no more excuses over there, RN. Can I just finish this intro without you disrupting me?
I'm pulling a cab. I apologize.
Yeah, how dare you? I dealt with him enough on Monday. My God.
All right, let's go. Wrap it up.
Audio or on every podcast platform you can think of. If you like wrestling content but aren't a fan of podcasts for some reason, why are you listening to us? But head on over to WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Check out the amazing articles and writers over there. We have the honor of being the exclusive recap for them. You know, help support
Not
them. Unallegedly. Like, that's true. Shout out to D-Rod. Support them. Support us by going where, RN?
Patreon.com/SmackRaw Podcast. We
Yep.
have tiers. You can buy stickers. Kyle may send you a t-shirt. We don't really like to promise that
Allegedly.
because it allegedly will get there, but we don't know how that works. So, but yeah, you can get your opinions put on Unpopular Wrestling Opinions. And just actually, too, whatever you want us to do. I mean, if you're willing to pay for it, I'm willing to whore myself out. So.
Stop.
Anything.
No.
Anything.
Stop.
Now we're talking.
I told you I'll change my relationship status. I'll do any. I mean, $50 and up. You name it, I got you. I'll make a video.
Why are you like
That's
this?
a cheap price. That's a steal. That's a bargain.
It's a bargain.
I'm losing money if I don't do that.
Speaking of UWO, I started this on Monday. I am pushing for an all-female UWO episode.
Ooh, a new bullying campaign. Let's
Yes! I want it to be me and 2 other awesome female wrestling podcasters, anyone in the business, whatever. Ask Reek what he's making the hashtag. I don't even know. This was mainly after like Smacked After Dark on Monday. I want an all-female one. We bullied Kyle Tyson into giving us RN and Young Kings. Bully him into getting me and 2 other females on the show.
Let's see
Looks
what
like we gotta do
female
some
wrestling
DM
is.
diamond. Let's go.
Let's go. Alright, enough shilling BS. Let's get into night 1 of NXT TakeOver. Stand and deliver. And they definitely delivered.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a stand. I thought they were just standing tonight. I think
Yeah.
they deliver tomorrow.
That's I was like, how are they splitting it up, or they stand tonight, deliver tomorrow? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I stood during the whole show. I think that was.
Oh, did you?
right?
Oh, nah, I got
Yeah.
bad knees. I can't be doing that.
Oh,
I stood for like 3/4 of the show.
Oh, that's good. You delivered for the other quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
what he said.
But overall, what'd you guys think before we start diving into each match?
Go ahead, Kyle.
It was a damn good show. It was. I was kind of concerned that it'd feel like just a regular NXT episode with it being. I wasn't aware that it was gonna be on USA until like right before the show. So I was kind of like, oh man, are they gonna have commercials on this show? But I liked it because I watched it on Peacock. I was all over the cock. I don't know about you guys. But
I just grabbed the cock. I just grabbed the cock tonight before the show started.
better late than never.
Right.
Yeah, I thought the show was paced really well. I thought from top to bottom, it was a damn good show.
See, I was the opposite. I did not know it was going to be on Peacock. I thought it was just going to be on USA, but I kind of went back and forth. I actually like watching it with the commercial because the same thing. I want to see what the feel of the show would be on USA, and even with the commercials and shit and everything, it still had that takeover feel to it. So like, I mean, I'm now that I've been doing the takeover, the NXT shit for over a year now, and like since it's been on USA, so it's just like, I don't know, I kind of got used to it, even the takeovers and shit. So
Yeah.
no, but it was a good show. It definitely does what NXT always does, and that's delivered.
And stood. It also
And
stood.
and
And
stood.
stand.
Yes.
Stood.
Stood.
Stand.
Whatever.
There were some studs on there.
I watched it mainly on Peacock, but it was mainly towards I think it was just the Io Raquel match. The audio was going in and out and being all weird. I don't know if that was just my end, But I was like, fuck this, and I just went to USA and finished it. But I liked not having to deal with picture-in-picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I always tune out when that happens.
That is
Exactly.
the only thing on the NXT that we constantly complain about is the picture-in-picture.
I mean, I complained when, you know, I was allowed to do Dynamites, the reason I was brought on for this, but it's fine.
Now you're banished.
I really am.
You still think John Moxley's the champion and Jimmy Happy's still there, stapling stuff to his crotch.
Wow.
Things still happen over there.
Wow. That just took me back. Holy crap. But to start off, did you guys watch the kickoff or no?
I was going to, but then I didn't.
Understandable.
I totally forgot. I tuned in like 15 minutes before, thinking I would catch at least like most of it, but I think it was already over at that point.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
RN, you missed your girl, Tony Storm.
Damn!
Yeah, that's
Wonder where she was at.
that's the reaction.
Tights.
No tights, just the shorts.
Well, then I can watch it then. Piece of shit.
Oh no,
So,
it's okay.
Changing my account to Tony Storm Stan account.
Where where is that, RN? We talked about this a month ago.
When she gets a world title shot, the month leading up to that, or week, whatever it is, I'm turning it to a Stan account dedicated to Tony Storm's shorts and or wrestling types.
How dare you?
I'll follow it. I'll be your first follower.
I guess the hashtag for it is KDUWO, according to Getcho. I don't even know if he's here, but thank you, Justin.
Well, he would
Let's
never
go,
lie.
Justin.
Justin would never lie. He's a good man.
Facts.
He is.
Nothing but facts. Tony Storm took on Zoe Stark. Match was good. I love what they're doing with Zoe. They're building her up very well. I mean, she had a match with Io. She took on Raquel and Dakota with Io.
She literally took on the top 5 or 6 women, and she's fought them all.
Exactly.
She lost to them all, but she didn't really lose because she fucking balled out.
True, but she won tonight with a roll
Oh
up.
damn! I missed it. Those right now, those are my 2 favorite women.
Well,
Yeah.
you gotta watch the kickoff. It was a really good match. I mean, she reversed the Storm Zero and just rolled her up, so it was very well done.
Nice. I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah, because I'm with you. They're 2 of my favorite. I mean, they have a stacked women's roster, obviously, but like, yeah, they're 2 of the people that are up there for sure.
Right.
Now,
And I like what they're doing with Zoe. Like they're kind of slow grinding. You know what I'm saying? Taking her time. Like she's literally fought the top women in the industry. Let's just be honest. Like literally the top women in the industry, and she looked like a fucking $1 million versus all of them. So
Yeah.
like I'm definitely into her.
Yeah, she's had a lot of time to showcase because I think pretty much all of her time has been like in ring, pretty much.
Right.
So I'm intrigued to see like what is she good on the mic? What kind of character does she have? But as far from what I've seen, I'm loving what she's doing in the ring.
For sure.
oh yeah, she's RN and I have talked about her a lot. She's and like she fits in so well because there's not like a bad woman on their roster.
Right.
We've talked about it so many times. Any one of them, like including Zoe at this point now, like they could be champion and no one would really be mad.
Right. Yeah, especially, I mean, not to, get to the ending, but with Raquel as champion, that opens up like a whole other kind of side of people that can challenge for the title now, I think.
Oh, hell yeah. Which, that match was amazing. When we get to that.
Yes, daddy.
But we started off with Pete Dunne taking on Kushida. Basically, 2 technical masters. We kind of saw a theme tonight with like focusing on the hand or the fingers of the opponent.
That pissed me off. Like,
there we go.
this is Pete Dunne shit. Like, stop it. Like,
Solid strategy, man. They saw how well it worked with Pete, so everybody's like,
Right.
oh man, I should probably hop on that train.
I think I think sometimes they forget that he's on the roster now and like literally in NXT, so you can't just like fucking steal his gimmick because he's overseas because he's over in the UK. Like, no, he's on the show with you guys now, so you might want to like that was one of the things that was my one major complaint on this is 2 finger matches. Like, come on, bro, like get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it made sense for how the Walter and Ciampa match went. It makes sense why they went that route. But I agree, the finger thing is 100% Pete Dunne, and Kushida works your arm regardless to get in the hoverboard lock, which he tried many, many times in this match. And no surprise that, like, they started it off so strong with these two. The whole card, like, top to bottom, stacked. Not really a dull moment at all. I mean, the gauntlet eliminator match was all over the damn place, but Dunne beat Kushida with a bitter end. Not really surprising because Pete Dunne's been building himself up again now that he's barely associated with Birch and Oni because Birch is hurt.
I feel like that's done.
Right. This match, like, it was good, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be, first of all, I thought they'd give it a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, like, it was good, but it wasn't what, like, I thought this was going to be, like, match of the year candidate shit, like with the technical stuff and just how these two approach matches. And like I said, it was good, but I think I put the pussy on a pedestal. Like it didn't get to where I thought it should be.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Although it does seem like a thing where they could kind of build off of it. Like I bet we're gonna see these guys go one-on-one a bunch of times in the next couple weeks or months or whatever. So I feel like they're almost kind of saving themselves for future matches of stuff they can do, and like especially with, you know, this being a pretty strict 2-hour show-ish, and a bunch of matches, they probably, you know, didn't have the time that like Kushida and Gargano had, you know, a few weeks ago when they had like a long ass match.
Yeah,
which is what and like I said, maybe I didn't think it'd be that long, but I thought they'd get a little bit longer than what they got. But like I said, it was a good match, and like you said, if it leads into them maybe doing submissive match or maybe a series of matches or something like that. Like if we can get some of that action, then I can bite the bullet on this one and suck it up, I guess.
Yeah, there wasn't like a lot of like throughout the whole show. There wasn't like a lot of dead air in these matches, which I really liked. Especially this opening match, it just felt like a nonstop. Like they were always like holding on to each other.
Right.
And there was like action. So they made every second count for sure.
Oh, for sure. And like you guys said, this isn't the only time we're going to see them face off. Probably next week, if not the week after.
Right.
It'll still be a great match, but it'll probably be better because they'll have more time. They're probably going to start building into this. If they don't, then NXT's foolish because these two are money if you give them the proper time.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to move on to the number one contender gauntlet eliminator match. The title, why? I'm over it.
Wait, what was it again? Say it one more time.
The number one contender gauntlet eliminator match. That sounds like a freaking Fall Out Boy song from the early 2000s. Like, why is it so long? I don't understand.
Like, I didn't understand it. Like, it wasn't anything different. They could have just said it was a gauntlet match. Like, that was.
I'll challenge that. So it was a little bit different because I thought going into this it'd be a gauntlet, like two people would start and then somebody would get pinned.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Out,
I know what you're saying, yeah.
I kind of, but I don't know, it's kind of dumb because this is the one case where I feel like that premise would make sense because everybody had to earn their spot.
Right.
Everybody's coming in every, like, what was it, 2 minutes or something?
3 minutes.
Like, yeah, okay. So it kind of mattered, but not as much as like it usually would.
Which, like, what was the old thing they used to do with the time, and it, like, you could pin however many times you could win the match, and whoever at the end of the time got the last pin was the champ. What was it, like the six-pack? I can't think of what it was called. It was like WWE, like Chris Jericho won the belt that way a couple times or something like that. Like
Scramble. The
Scramble, yeah. Like
yes.
they should have did. That's all this really was. They should have just called it that. And kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. I don't know. It was all over the place, like Katie said, and I'm totally disappointed in the ending. But I thought that once it got down to like 3 or 4 people, they kind of reeled everything back in, and then it started to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, you have a fan in Matt. He said you're almost as pretty as Dexter Lumis.
I'll take it. I don't have the spray tan.
That's true.
Who should have fucking won that? Like,
that's the main thing. This whole, like, the Index. They're trying to make the ship with Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, which clever name, by the way.
Love it.
Right.
Love it. You have this entire story around Dexter Lumis and the North American title, yet you're not gonna have him win the match to face Gargano tomorrow? Foolish.
I like that they went kind of unpredictable with this a little bit. I mean, I like you guys thought it was a lock that Lumis was gonna win. It seems like now he's in a feud with who pinned him?
L.A. Knight.
I always want to call him Eli Drake. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to shake that habit, but
see that, and I was feeling it kind of the same way, but like he's still technically in the feud with Bronson, so it's like none of the shit that they did really made any sense.
The only thing that made sense was continuing the feud with Leon Ruff and Swerve.
But I don't even think they really did that, because now it looks like him and Bronson are.
Well, I meant
you know
like in the
like
beginning of the match, like continuing that from past weeks, like having them start the whole thing. But then
I guess the good and the bad is that there's so many things that could come out of this, because you can do Swerve with Grimes if you want to move him more towards face, or if you just want to have two heels, just get a dope ass match out of it. After Bronson loses, you can go back to him versus Swerve, or him versus any of them, really. So, like, I guess I kind of understand, like, what they were thinking and what they were building towards. But the LA Knight shit, like, you dicked him down. Like, I don't understand, like, you've been, like, blowing him up, and we've been hearing all these damn promos and shit. And, like, they treated him like shit. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, even him losing to Bronson Reed the first time, like, despite my hate for Bronson, it wasn't just because I hate him. It was like, you have this all this shit you've done to bring him in, and then he loses out the gate. Like like twice now, he's been pinned by Bronson Reed. So just like some of the decisions were just like you said, it was fucking all over the place. And I'm not mad that Bronson got it, because you needed a face anyway to go against Gargano. So I get it, and he's the only technical face besides Ruff, which we knew Ruff wasn't getting another shot, but like. Still, like, it was just it leaves too many questions in a bad way, if that makes sense.
No, you're right. It's I have a love-hate relationship with this match. I mean, they started doing interesting things, like having Cameron Grimes pay Swerve, which was interesting.
That was
love it. GameStop, remember?
Oh,
right, GameStop,
I remember.
He's rich.
To the moon.
Stop it.
It's too late for me to yell. It's neighbors.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you guys said, it sets up some kind of like, we don't really know where it's going, so I'll reserve judgment until either tomorrow night, or even like NXT next week. I think we'll get a lot of answers, but I like that Swerve got some shine in this match, though. I think that dude has been, you talk about dick down, he's been dick down the entire time he's been there.
That is a running theme on the show, is my love for Swerve and how much he gets fucking destroyed, and how he has not won a match since last year sometimes. We've been doing a running count on his losses.
That sounds right. I believe it. He's so good, dude. He's so good. Like, in the ring, on the mic, it's like...
Right.
I don't know. But this gauntlet showed that they have a pretty good mid-card going.
Exactly.
I think, if nothing else. I mean, if some things are kind of tied and weird, it's... Like I said, we don't really know where it's going, and I think that sometimes that's a good thing. Right,
and especially because it's NXT. If this was like Raw or SmackDown, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? But NXT normally they always have some sort of little chains that link everybody anyway. So, and I'm thinking moving forward, that's what this is going to be. So, like when Bronson loses, he can drop back down to LA Knight and so forth, stuff like that. Or if he wins, you got that too. So it's like there's all these little interchangeable pieces, which that's why I said I'll give him, like you said, well, let's see how it plays out, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens Tuesday, because NXT officially moves to Tuesday next week.
I'm gonna forget. I know I'm gonna forget.
We need to discuss that too. We never said when we're gonna do the damn show.
It's all right. We'll talk this week about it.
Just another monkey wrench in your guys' plans.
Literally.
It's fine. We have plans for some revamping of the show next month, starting next month, which I forgot to say in the beginning.
June, remember? Not till June, remember?
Well, we're planting seeds for it next month.
Right.
which I forgot to say in the beginning of the show, and I said it on Monday, but it's fine. I'm doing my best.
We said it. We got it out. We said it.
It's there somehow. All right, let's talk about my favorite match besides the women's match, because women. The NXT UK Championship match. Walter taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Holy hell! My chest is red because it got burnt from being outside. This is about as red as Walter's chest was, or worse.
Yeah. Yeah, don't lie. You were chopping yourself during the match to get into it.
I had to. I had to. Oh man, but this brings back the hand, the finger spots we were talking about in Dunn and Kushida. Walter tries to chop Tommaso on the announce table and breaks the wood of the announce table because this man's chop is so powerful.
See, that was the part that they didn't need to do the finger thing because it was his hand. It wasn't like he finger poke of doom the fucking table. He smacked the table with his hand. So just say it's his hand. Like, don't single out the fingers and everything that they were doing, making it just like the stuff with Kushida in them. But other than that, this match, this is what I've been wanting from Walter. Like, I wish he would stay here permanently because I think what he could bring to the table as far as his physicality and us having a heel faction too, to kind of propel some of the storylines and things like that, to kind of pick up the slack from Undisputed Era. Like, I know he's not going to stay, but like I love Walter. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. And I want Thatcher to join them so we can see ring camp, you know what I'm saying, in WWE, which a lot of people don't even realize that was a thing. So like, I'm definitely this is my favorite. This is my match of the night.
Yeah, agreed. Especially with because he faces Rampage Brown tomorrow. I think,
right.
But after that, because I'm assuming he's going to retain over Rampage, and after that, there's really not anybody in NXT UK that will is really anywhere near ready to challenge Walter because he's beaten everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to get one of those pretty deadly guys, fucking face him, but that's not going to happen. So yeah, I'm with you. I'd like to see him and stick around the US for a while, but seems like that's not a thing he's interested in.
Right.
It's a shame.
Yeah, I mean,
but NXT has a stacked roster as it is, so maybe that'd be too much anyways.
That is true, but with Imperium, it seems like Imperium is staying, and Imperium without Walter, like RN and I talked about this so many times,
Yes.
like they're kind of just there. Like they need Walter's presence.
It doesn't feel the same. Like it's pointless.
Which sucks.
Because well, for one, they never built the Imperium tag team up enough for anybody to respect it without Walter. Like we already knew that they were transition champs, and I mean Alexander Wolf. I mean, we don't need to really say much more about him.
Hey, I will not stand for Alexander Wolf slander on this podcast.
I'm not slandering. I'm just saying that it's Alexander Wolf.
Go watch his matches with Dragunov, and you'll change your tune.
I have. I'm the only person on this podcast show that watches NXT UK.
Okay.
Facts.
I have.
Your opinion.
But NXT UK is like NXT is to the main roster. It doesn't exist.
Facts.
So no one knows that he can actually wrestle and actually can put on some fucking bangers because all they know is Sanity and all the other shit, and now being the lackey for Walter and all this shit here. So like that's what I'm saying. It's levels to this shit.
It's fair.
I mean, I knew Ciampa wasn't gonna win,
right?
But part of me was just like, holy shit, you're so close. Like he hit him with a fairy tale ending, which how? Holy shit.
Really good.
It was beautiful. Like there were so many close calls in this match, but it literally just took a right-handed chop with the damaged hand for the win. And I saw a lot of people bitching about it on Twitter, which even with this man's hurt hand, you've seen and heard his chops. You're going down and staying down.
And not even that. It's your fucking championship. It doesn't matter if your arm is hurt or not. You got to do what you got to do to win the match. Like,
yeah, and I loved it actually because throughout the whole match he couldn't use that hand. So his chops, the commentary was even saying it. The chops weren't having the steam that they usually do, so they weren't doing the damage to Ciampa that a right hand would.
Right.
So that chop that he finished him with was like his last gasp. Like if he didn't beat him,
blew his load.
It was done. But he had to resort to using the hand, even though it was hurt. He had to suffer through the pain to have that, because your hand being hurt doesn't take away power; it just makes it hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Theoretically, right? So
and this is the part about the internet that's so like it's fucking dumb. Like they give you real stories and like what you're begging for, and giving you a story part like that, where for your champion fought through the fucking pain to give one last thing to win the match, and like people are complaining about, like, makes no fucking sense.
It's the internet. They're gonna complain
Right.
about anything and everything.
Yeah. Can we talk real quick though? Tommaso Ciampa, no longer homeless, no longer a gremlin with a gray horseshoe haircut.
Yeah.
And the baggy black. No, he was back to 2018.
Psycho killer,
the
Tommaso
jacket,
Ciampa.
the jacket, the trunks,
and fucking abs for days. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
Man.
It looked like on Step Brothers when Derek lifted up his shirt like I haven't had a carb since 2004. It's like, fuck. That old man is packing.
It's insane. Every time I look at Tommaso Ciampa in the ring, I'm like, how do you have more abs than last week? It doesn't physically make sense anymore.
Right?
And also, too, with Ciampa, like, this is the role he needs to play. Like, I know we always say the Stone Cold shit, but, like, he's not good at being a babyface. He's just not. We need to have this edge to where you're not sure if he's going to go over the deep end or not. We'll get the Psycho Killer back. Like, everything about him was Psycho Killer, besides him bringing up the shit about his daughter and his wife. But, like, the haircut, the outfit, everything. Like, he wore the shorts when he was the Psycho Killer. He had the short hair. Well, he had the mohawk too sometimes. But, like, everything about him was a Psycho Killer. If anybody was going to bring it out of him, it'd be a match with somebody like Walter. So, like, this is the sweet spot that they need to figure out how to keep Ciampa in, where at any second it could be he's on the side of good, but one little chair shot or one something low blow, and now this motherfucker's putting people through the tables and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we need. This is that sweet spot where he needs to stay at. Because then also too, it sets you up where you can make him heel or face depending on what you need him to be.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he could slide in. You know, whoever wins the NXT title tomorrow night, I feel like he could easily slide in, especially if Cross wins it. Because remember, Cross is the one that made him leave for a while, and then he came back. So that could all be like a long-term kind of tying the knot on that story too. So, which
I'm sure it probably was to begin with.
Right.
True.
Exactly. Yeah. Really.
NXT knows how to do storytelling, unlike the main roster. And I'll get to that at the end. Trust me. We've gushed over Walter and Ciampa. Let's talk about
Ciampa's abs a little bit more. At least 20 more minutes about Ciampa's abs.
20 more minutes.
Move on.
Washboard abs.
Washboard.
Definition of washboard abs.
I need to find that baby oil he uses.
just slide in his DMs on Twitter and ask him.
Yeah, he'll probably get back to me, I think.
I think he will. He seems like a nice guy. I think he'll get back to you on that.
How do you get that V taper? A little bit down there.
Oh my god. NXT Tag Team Championship match. So the titles were vacated because Danny Burch got injured because Karrion Kross is kind of dangerous, as we've talked about before. Whoops. Grizzled Young Veterans taking on MSK, who won the Dusty Cup, taking on Legado de Fantasma. Bro. Chaos again, but good chaos, fast pace. It made sense because these three teams have such good chemistry with each other, and the storytelling the past month with the three of them has been nothing short of good, great tag team storytelling, which the main roster doesn't have tag teams, to throw that out there.
Facts.
And there was so many times where I was like, any one of these teams can take it.
Yeah, but we knew it was gonna be MSK no matter what.
It was gonna be MSK.
I thought it'd be Grizzled Young Veterans because MSK already won the Dusty tournament, so I thought this would be kind of a way to balance that by having Grizzleds win it. But you know, it is what it is.
I personally, Grizzled Young Veterans to me is the best tag team in this entire fucking company, and I'm standing on that. I'm on that soapbox. I said what I said. Don't at me, but I also know that MSK. They're riding the Rascal wave and everything to end. NXT is more trying to get more like casual viewers back, especially since they're moving. So like I knew that it was going to be MSK, but I'm also looking forward to these matches that they're going to have with Grizzled Young Veterans because they're not there on the mic. So Zach Gibson's going to be there to kind of push things along and keep things moving as far as their mic battles or whatever. So like, and they got Odell Phantasm. Like we finally got to see them be what they are, a fucking luchador tag
They
team.
showed out in this match.
Yes.
They were maybe even the MVP
Fire.
of this match.
Like, and we sometimes forget how dope Ryan Mendoza is, like, because he's been a jobber for fucking 10 years in NXT. We forget, like, he's actually a dope-ass luchador, and we don't think of him like that because he doesn't wear a mask. But, like, we got to see a luchador tag team, and I want them to be that more and show more of that side of them to show that they can hang with these other teams.
I agree.
Yeah. Love seeing them because, yeah, like I said, they're almost like more like henchmen for Santos Escobar. That's how they're positioned. But they felt like a team that could feasibly win the titles here. So I like that they had a lot of offense, especially like in the first half or so of this match.
Yeah, I mean you could say like the first half was like mainly held by Legado, and then there was that shift where a bunch of chaos happened, and it came down to basically like Grizzled Young Vets and MSK, and there was a spot. It was very similar to FTR taking on DIY, where Lee was about to tap. I think I can never remember which one's which.
Wesley is the black guy, and then I always forget Wentz's name. In NXT.
Nash Carter.
Carter Nash or Nash Carter.
Nash Carter.
Steve Nash, I think.
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
Every other Nash in the world is white, so that's how you can remember.
Right. I
didn't
think about that.
I didn't
you
either.
know what?
There it is.
Pin that.
There it
Let's
is.
go.
Everybody.
Pin that. Clip that right there. But no, I liked that they did that. Lee was about to tap. Carter like grabs his hand. It was very, very similar. It's the exact same spot basically with FTR and DIY, which I love callbacks like that, especially when FTR DIY was one of the best feuds, especially tag team feuds in NXT.
Right.
So seeing shit like that really like kept me invested in the match. Everyone just putting their bodies on the line, targeting Lee's hand again. Smart, good storytelling. But obviously MSK comes out the winners and the new NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yeah. I will say though, I feel like MSK just came in and immediately found success, which is like, yeah, good for them. But as like this babyface tag team, I feel like there should be some sort of climb, some sort of like roadblock in their way for them to conquer. And it feels like it seems like it's too easy. But, you know, maybe that's nitpicking, but I almost would have rather seen Grizzled Young Veterans win it and then them have a feud and then ultimately have MSK win it, you know, somewhere down the line.
Right.
But like I said, that's nitpicking, but that's the only other thing I had on that match.
And that's what Matt said too in the chat.
Yeah, normally I would agree with that, but because they do that all the time with anytime a superstar comes in, like I kind of was surprised and kind of like that. This is a hot tag team. Everyone knows they signed, and they brought their asses right in and used that momentum and used that all the people talking in the buzz and shot them straight towards the tag titles, which were in flux anyway. So like I said, normally I'm with you, Kyle. Like that's how I like it to be, especially for a babyface tag team. But being that they had all that momentum and everything, and no fucking Danny Burch and him had the titles, like it's
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Breezango before that. Yeah, there was a big period.
Trash
tag team.
Trash tag teams, literally.
Listen, why are you so rude towards Breezango?
Because they are ass.
I love the guys, right? They seem like a couple of neat fellas. But
Preach.
Okay.
for whatever reason, whenever they're on my screen, I'm kind of like, okay.
Thank you. You're the only other person that feels that way, bro. They always attack me because I don't think fucking Breezango is fucking a part of the Four Horsemen or some shit. Like, no, they're fucking ass.
I love them when they were on the main roster facing the Usos. When they were doing
that was
the
very
Forensic
good.
Files,
Yeah.
The Fashion Files, yeah.
We all talked about that before it got cool, and then creative started paying attention to it, and then they fucking ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat it into the ground like they
and
do
beat
with
it to the
everything.
ground.
with everything,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, everyone, they always attack me. Like, well, he's there, like, smarking me the fuck out. Like, I don't care what Tyler Breeze did 10 years ago in NXT. I'm talking about right now. Breezango just puts his cock in our face, and Tyler Breeze slides under his legs. That's all these dudes do. They're not good in the ring anymore. They're just not.
Do you prefer Fandango's cock in your face or Finn's?
Finn's.
I feel like Fandango's packing more, but Finn has those delicious abs. So there's.
But Fandango's, he has like that little creepy like hair that comes down, and it feels like he's like in your face. Where Finn's is a little bit more like, you want to touch it?
Yeah, he's definitely shaven. Finn is. Not a hair down there.
That's why I love you, Kyle, because they literally fucking bully me because I don't think Fandango is fucking a top 10 tag team or some shit like that. The fuck out of here.
I never said they were top 10.
I'm not saying technically you. I'm just saying you represent fucking Bama and all those dudes in the chat that always act like I'm bugging because I say Breezango is ass.
I just every time I just want to know why. I just like hearing your reasoning. Jesus.
They are not good.
I'll say this.
In your opinion.
Because those two guys both at one point had very distinct, fun characters. Like Jeff Breeze had the selfie stick and the goofy vest and all that. And like Fandango had the glittery jackets and the dancing ballroom, all that shit. It feels like now they kind of focused in and become more generic, just like another tag team.
Joe Bears.
But, you know, like I said, I don't dislike them. But I can, you know, they have a part in the tag division for sure.
Jobbers. That's what they should be. They should lose every single time they're on my TV show.
Enhancement talent.
Joe Bears. French.
Throwing an accent on it doesn't make it better, alright?
When you say it in a French accent, that really makes me think.
Joe Bears. No, fuck you. How dare you? God damn it. Also, Matt wants to know, what does RN have against cock in his face? I'm acknowledging this now. Y'all talked about it too much. I gotta acknowledge everything.
I don't have anything. Like I said, we said Finn's is more subtle, and he just kind of gently, politely asks, "Do you want to touch it?" Where Fandango is like,
Yeah, he probably makes a lot of noise. He's one of those guys.
He probably grunts and sweats.
Yeah, like, enough of the dialogue, dang.
We'll save that for smacking it raw.
Yeah. Can't blow our load on it, you know. Right. So to speak.
This is why I need more
Fandango
females.
can blow his load though.
Oh, this is definitely why you need more females.
This is why.
I'm not denying. I am not in any way denying or saying that you're not correct. We are trash.
Garbage human beings, but you invited us to this.
I mean, to be fair, I'm the newest member of the SmackDown pod. I've been doing this for 9 months. Or 7. According to YouTube, it's 7, but I counted and it's 9, so that math doesn't make sense to somebody. It's fine. Whatever. Let's just talk about the main event, which was the NXT Women's Championship match. Io Shirai taking on Raquel Gonzalez. I'm stating this. This is how you do a storyline and let your women main event a pay-per-view. Not Sasha and Bianca, because I argued to the death with Kevin about this on Monday. That feud is not main event worthy at this point because they ruined it.
Not.
Thank you.
Completely ruined it.
Thank you.
We talked about it on SmackDown on this past Friday. Like it's ass. And the thing that I hated about this was like, this is the type of fucking main event where it should have been. They should have put it in Mania. They should have put it in the stadium. Maybe not gave you as much fans as what you would get from Mania, but like this should have been like they used to do the takeovers at fucking Mania in the stadium with crowds, because this match deserved a fucking crowd.
I agree.
Like a real crowd screaming their fucking head off, showing these women that they can main event, and sometimes they should fucking main event. Like that would be my only complaint about this match, is that this wasn't on a bigger stage for the world to see, not just on a fucking random Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree wholeheartedly.
It almost made me too angry where I couldn't even enjoy the match because it was so dope and like no one's gonna fucking see this.
I agree.
I mean, I think people are watching. I mean, it's. I get what you're saying. It's on their original night, so it feels like a normal TV show. But at the end of the day, it was treated like a takeover more so.
No, not saying their presentation of it. I'm saying like we were talking about for the thing. It's still people that watch fucking AEW, not this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like if this was on its own night, pay-per-view, real pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, more so that, not so much what NXT did to present it or anything. But
I think if they would have kept doing Mania one night as long as it was, having Takeover the Saturday right before, or the Friday right before Mania, like still giving us that Takeover feel and the big crowds and doing that, I feel like, because then you could have definitely had this main event, if not co-main event, because I mean, the unsanctioned match, and that's gonna be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no one can argue with that.
So I see both sides of it. You know, as a woman, I love women's wrestling, and I got so heated. Like, I worked myself into a shoot. Like, swear to God, I started crying about women's wrestling after the fact on Monday because I got so annoyed that they're not treating their women right on the main roster at all. They some kind of, but then it's just like the main focus is like 4 women, and then don't even get me started with the titles and how they book all that shit into a corner. But this is how you do it. You had Io, a dominant champion for over 300 days,
Ballin'.
pick her opponent being the biggest and strongest woman on the roster.
Yeah.
They killed it. 100% killed it.
And with the woman that can't really speak English.
Yeah.
Like she can say like 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just comes down to that charisma. Like,
Yeah.
charisma and mic work aren't the same thing. Sometimes
No,
it's
they're
enough
not.
to that's why Jeff Hardy was a big thing. He wasn't a great promo guy, but he had that ability to connect, and I think that's what Io has too.
Right.
100%.
But yeah, I think, you know, both these girls are going to be on the main roster probably within them. But by this time next year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling Io's moving up next week. As much as I don't want it, because it's the same thing with Cole. I have a feeling Cole's going to lose tomorrow, and they're going to put him on the main roster. And that's my biggest fear for NXT superstars now, is they're going to get ruined on the main roster, which NXT is superior to at least Raw. SmackDown, definitely neck and neck, especially with Roman being back. But they just get ruined up there. I'm not even saying up there, over there.
The only thing is, like, I can't even, like, it doesn't make any sense to say, but I think Io would be better than all of them because she has that Asuka, that flair, that chemistry, even though she can't fucking speak English that well. Like, it doesn't matter. When she's on the screen, even if they don't put the fucking subtitles, like when she was, the promos when she was like underwater and shit before the match and like talking shit, like she's bad as fuck. Like she just like she just has that presence. Like you can't stop looking at her. So like I think that they're gonna fuck it up and they're gonna try some dumb shit. But I think that she's gonna end up like Asuka and just fight through the bullshit and always be there. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a good thing to be like Asuka. I mean, even though she's champion, she hasn't defended her title since what? When it was against Zelina Vega.
Yeah. Well,
right?
not Asuka. Not Asuka this second. I mean, but like Asuka's run on the main roster.
When she first like got to the main roster and everything.
Right.
I mean, because Asuka was undefeated for like her time in NXT until she lost at Charlotte at Mania, which should have never have happened. Was like she was undefeated for like 900 days.
That's what I'm saying. They kept that going, which was surprising. Like they did keep it going. So
was it that long? In my head, she like lost right away when she got to the main roster, but maybe I'm misremembering.
I think she may have lost like a tag match or two, but I think they were counting it as like her being pinned. I could very well be wrong.
Yeah, because I thought she lost one to like, not the Rise Girl. I want to say maybe it was like Sasha and them. I mean Sasha Banks and then maybe it was like a tag match or something. Maybe.
Like I said, very possible. I remember the number 900. I could very well have hallucinated that. We don't know.
It's very possible. It's very possible.
You know, things have
It
happened.
sounds right and wrong at the same time. So
someone in the
so
chat, look it up and please tell me so I know I'm right.
I don't think it's 900. I'm gonna say 650 at the most.
650. All right.
I think it was like 500 something in NXT, and then it was like she came in, won the Rumble, and then lost at Mania.
I'm looking it up.
I feel like if Io gets brought up to the main roster, they're just gonna team her with Asuka.
Yep.
Just beat Kabuki Warriors 2.0. And
Shit.
then
Yep.
True.
Io's gonna go back to Japan. It's gonna follow the whole pattern.
Shut your fucking dirty mouth, Kyle.
Or Raquel though.
Don't you speak that shit into fucking existence.
Okay,
Don't
I'll take it back.
take it back.
The shocking
though.
outcome not only brought an end to Asuka's undefeated streak after 914 days.
All right. Well,
You were wrong.
I'll go fuck
How
myself.
fucking
then,
dare
I
you?
guess.
Kyle, you're okay. RN, fuck you.
What? You said 965.
I said 900. Where
What
did you
was
get
it,
the
65
65 from?
Price is Right. I won. I think. Right? So that's just the assumed rules at all times. I think.
No, I won. I got closest without going over.
What do you think? This is your show or something?
It is.
Oh, shit.
Well, shit. Isn't that awkward?
Oh.
Oh, man. But night one of NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. They were standing. They delivered. A great night. Night 2 is gonna be even better. If it's probably gonna be better than most Mania matches in all reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I think Raquel is gonna be a huge name, like very quickly. Like
Right.
she's just very marketable. Like she has that Diesel appeal where she's big but still attractive, and she seems like she's like very comfortable on the mic and stuff, and he has a little.
How far she's came, and I
year.
literally remember us having a show saying how ass she was. Like I remember us blatantly saying that she's terrible. She needs to do some more wrestling and never give her a mic. And now she's the fucking women's champion.
And
Just
look at
coming
y'all
in with,
eating
like,
your
a
words.
cowbell.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
working a cowbell.
I'll destroy those motherfucking words.
I mean, seeing her from the Mae Young Classic to now is insanely different.
Yeah. I mean, although also, am I the only one that thought Dakota was gonna turn on Raquel here?
I was waiting for it, honestly.
Especially when like the smoke hit at the end and she was celebrating. It
Yes!
seemed like she was gonna rise
I didn't
up
think it was
and-
gonna be Dakota, but I thought the next
Right.
challenger was gonna, because that's normally how NXT does it. Like
Mhm.
that's their calling card,
Frankie Monet,
right?
Oh yeah, isn't that what's her name?
Taya
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, allegedly. That's what the
it's-
that's what the net says.
It's gotta be.
It's her.
It's her.
We saw a picture of her and the dog. Like she literally posted a picture of her and John Morrison and the dog like laying down. It's the exact same fucking dog.
Did you see her fucking calves, by the way?
Yeah,
I just thought that, man.
She's damn near like I'm almost positive she's the same fucking size as Raquel. Like honestly,
Yeah, I think
she's
so.
not a small woman in any way, shape, or form.
Horse legs. Good God.
Powerlifting, starless type shit. You think I'm a failure because I go home to Star that night? Forget about it.
It's alright, you'll see Scarlett tomorrow, RN, and we can talk about it then.
I'm with it.
Fucking Christ. Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching our Night 1 TakeOver recap. Shout out to Kyle for being on. Go ahead and plug your socials for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yes, apronbump.com. Check out my podcast, Apron Bump Podcast. I do retro reviews of a bunch of different shows from all sorts of promotions, all sorts of decades. So a lot of variety on that podcast. Like I said, apronbump.com will take you wherever you want to go. It'll take you to all my social media, wherever platform you listen on. And yeah, blessings, many blessings.
Take the time to listen to one of his shows. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, because I didn't know what to expect. Because first of all, I was watching some shit I'd never really watched before, and y'all know if I've never seen it, like it's got to be some deep dive shit, and like just how the show progressed and everything. Like it's and how he takes you through it. Like it's some storytelling shit for sure. Like even though we're discussing it and recapping it, how he sets it up and breaks everything down, like it's fucking marvelous. Like one of my favorite shows I've ever done.
As long as one person likes it, that's all that matters to me. I appreciate it. Yeah, and listen to my episode with RN, by the way. Progress Chapter 10. I think it was in like February or something.
Yeah.
It was pretty
No,
recent.
it came out in March. We did it like in February, but it
Okay.
didn't come out until like March.
Just do like one scroll on your podcast app, and you'll probably find it. But yeah, that's one of my better episodes too. That was a fun time. So yeah, go check that out.
So what I'm hearing is I need to be on your show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll throw you
Absolutely.
some British wrestling or some 2002 ROH or something obscure like that.
I'm always down to
Make it
watch
happen.
more wrestling. I am a very young person, and I always get shit for it. So
But and also too, that was like the best part, like because it was like some shit like I wouldn't think to go back and watch. So you go in fresh minded, you go in like not having any like preconceived notions or like hangups on it. You just go in and watch the fucking show. And like I knew a lot of the people on the show, like I've heard of some of them, I've seen it before, but like going back that far and jumping in, like it was fucking dope. Like
Yeah.
you'll definitely have a good time, Katie.
you turned it on and you see Adam Cole from like what 2014 or something.
Yeah, it was.
Little Easter eggs like
it
that.
was weird as fuck. Like it was. He had no tan, nothing.
No, not at all.
I think me and you need to have a conversation because I'm
Let's do
definitely
it.
intrigued and I would love to be on it.
Absolutely. Always looking for new people. Always helps to have some female voices too.
Facts.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I gotta be the voice of the female audience here.
Someone has to be.
The first lady of the Smacked Raw podcast.
Ooh.
That's me. But thank you guys so much. We will be live again tomorrow night after Takeover Part 2 or Night 2, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's just me and you, RN, unless you're surprising me with another guest.
No, I didn't have anything lined up, but I can if you want me to.
Try and find somebody. I like this. I like the 3-person dynamic. I haven't had this in a while.
Well, Kyle, you want to come
Kyle,
back?
you want to come back
seal
night
it
2?
off?
No, I don't really like you guys that much.
That's fucking fine, I guess.
I mean, I'm not mad at you. Like,
I would understand completely.
Absolutely, we would understand.
No, yeah, maybe we can work that out. We'll see.
We'll
see.
talk. Our people
Yeah,
will call
I'll
your
get-
people.
Yeah, there you go.
Facts.
All right, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.